Okay, we're ready to get started. Today is July 27th, and this is our team's Getting Started Right mentorship call. We do this weekly on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. And so I'm really excited today to have Kirsty on live. And for all who hop on later, hello. I'm really excited to go over the stuff that I want to cover today. And for anybody who didn't see, before you watch this recording, in the post in our team page, I tagged a bunch of documents. And so it will be really helpful for you if you print these out before you watch this video so that you can kind of follow along with what we're going to do. Okay, so before we get to that, I first want to just say how excited I am to have so many awesome people, new coaches on the team, as well as some coaches who have been signed up for a while but are wanting to, actually start working their business more seriously. So I'm so excited to be working with you guys. I've had a lot of private conversations in the last couple weeks, and I'm just pumped. I'm so stoked for the second half of this year. 2016 has already been amazing, and I know it's just going to get better. And I just want you all to know, like, every single person on this team, you matter to me personally. I really love, and I invest a lot of my heart into our team, and I really look at it like a family, second family to me. So I just want you guys to know that you guys matter. You matter to me, and you matter to the world around you. And that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing as coaches, is it really frees us up, and it gives us a platform to share who we are with the world, because we do matter, and each person is unique in their own ways, because we've all been through our own set of circumstances and situations, and there is nobody on earth that has been through exactly what you've been through, and all the combination and the kaleidoscope of experience, life experience, and it makes you a very unique person. And because of that, you have a lot to share. It does take a little bit of courage to do that, but that's one thing that I just love about Beachbody coaching, because it really gives you kind of that kick in the butt, or like an excuse, I guess, if you want to look at it like that, an excuse to really share who you are. When I first started coaching, I am naturally an introvert, and sharing was not easy for me. It's still not super easy, I'll be honest with you. Being raw and real, usually, like, if you see a post from me on Facebook, a public post that's like a really raw post, trust me, I thought about that for days before I posted it. Okay, like, it marinated for days, and it took me a while to get the courage up to post it, and I'm still that way. So if you're feeling maybe a little like, what did I get myself into, like, this is kind of scary, I just want you to know you're not alone. We all feel that way. But the difference between people who are really successful with coaching and people who aren't so successful is that the ones who are successful are the ones who push through, and they do it anyway. And I think you'll find, I get messages all the time when I post raw, real posts about, like, things I'm going through or things I've been through or my experiences. I get messages, oh my God, every single time, multiple messages saying, oh my God, Mary, thank you so much for sharing that. You have no idea how much you inspired me or helped me or encouraged me, or how much I needed that right at this moment. And so I just want you to know that's not just me. You have that ability too. And so if you've ever been inspired by a post that I've posted, just put yourself in that position and know that you have that power to do the same thing for other people. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit in the beginning about our team culture. And this is something that I'm pretty passionate about. If you look in our team page on Facebook, on the right-hand side of the screen, it'll say description of group. And there is a team culture kind of description, but I just want to go over it really quick. Just a couple things that I want to encourage everyone to be aware of. And number one is when you see someone being shouted out in our group, or for any reason, or you see a new coach being added, it's really important to recognize that person for whatever reason. Okay, and I want you to think about, when you signed up as a coach, how excited you were. It's really, it promotes that excitement when other people get on there and are like, oh my God, welcome. We're so excited to have you. Or, like, hey, Susan, you did so great with that post yesterday. Like, I saw that too, and it really spoke to me. I mean, for whatever reason the person's being shouted out, just jump on and encourage them. It takes like 5 seconds longer to write a little message than it does to just like. Okay. And this is the reason why I really push this. My dog will not leave me alone. Do you want to say hi to the people? Okay, come here. You say hi, and then you got to go away.
Hi,
okay.
Puppy. Hi, Puppy.
Say hi. Say hi, Kirsty. Can you look over here?
Oh my gosh, that's the cutest dog.
He is so cute. He's my baby, but he's so needy. He just like, I'll be talking and he'll see a little paw pull me down. Like, you're so funny. Okay, you have to go away. I'm busy. Okay, so about the team culture. The reason why I'm really kind of like, you'll hear me talk about this a lot on team calls and others, just a reminder to people, because I know what it's like when we're working our businesses, and I'm a part of other team pages too, like my coach Missy's page, and then her coach. I'm in all of these different pages. And this business and women in general tend to be a little bit on the jealous side, okay? And so we'll see someone who does really well, and there's a little part of us that's just like, oh, like, how come I'm not there? Or how come I'm not doing this? And I just want, I just like to remind people that this is a team effort, and it really, really, really is a team effort. And it's okay to, maybe see somebody progress faster or see someone hit a milestone that you're working toward before you do and kind of think like, man, but you cannot let that hold you back. And the best way to get over it is by reaching out and telling the person, hey, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. Trust me. So that's the way I like to behave, because I tend to be that way too. Like, I'm competitive, and I see somebody do something and I'm like, dang it, like, I've been working for that for a long time, and look at them, they just like shot right past me. It's okay if I reach out to the person and I congratulate them, and I, from my heart, and I'm sincere, it takes that feeling away immediately. So that's one of the reasons why I really like to encourage that. The other one is just because, come on, like, we support each other, right? Like, that's the beautiful thing about having a team and having a family, is that we're all there for each other and we support each other. And when we create that kind of culture, amazing things happen. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Let's see what else I want to go through before I get to. Okay, so the first document that I had you guys print is called Beachbody Manifesto. So I want you to look this over really quick. This is a list of affirmations, okay? And if you've done any work on personal development, which is something I'm going to talk about in a minute because it's really important, you'll hear a lot, like from Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins and all of these gurus of self-development. You'll hear a lot about positive affirmations. And when I first started coaching, I'm just going to be really honest with you guys, I thought that was a bunch of crock, okay? I was just kind of like, I'm a very driven person and I'm very confident, and it was just like, that's just stupid. Like, either you're going to do it or you're not, kind of thing. Well, I can tell you after 4 years of being in this business that I have embraced fully the power of positive affirmation, and I have fully embraced the power of personal development. And those are two things that have helped me, and it's really all about changing your mindset, because we tend to, like, I want you to think about a little child. You see a kid that's usually under the age of 5 years old, and you throw them something, like tell them something, they think they can do it, right? They think they're Superman. They think they can jump off the roof and they're not going to get hurt. I mean, they just have this unwavering sense of self-confidence, because they haven't gotten old enough to start really failing, and they haven't been old enough or heard enough people telling them, outside influence, telling them what they can and cannot do. As we get older, those things start to happen. We start to fail. We start to go for something, go for the lead role in the elementary school play, and we don't get it, or whatever, those little things start happening along the way in our life. And that's when those negative self-beliefs can start coming along. And so it's really important. I found as much as I thought I was confident and I thought I was just, I don't need all that junk. I couldn't have been further from the truth. And this has helped me to get past barriers. It's helped me to overcome plateaus. And it has helped me to elevate my mindset in times of my life when I was at a very, very bad place and a dark place and low place. This activity, doing personal development, participating every single day and listening to positive things and encouraging things and growing, right? Like growing my brain has helped me incredibly. Okay. And I wish I had done it from day one. I did, but I really wish I had, because yeah. So I want to encourage you guys to every day put this in a place like, on your bathroom mirror or in your car, somewhere you're going to go every single day where you're going to have how long does it take to read through this? Not very long, right? That you can repeat these out loud. It's very important because you want to hear it as well as see it. But you can repeat this out loud every single day. I don't care what you start your day feeling like. Maybe something disappointing happened. Maybe I don't know. Bad things happen to everybody, right? But we have a choice how we react. And when we're constantly uplifting ourselves, that's when beauty happens, right? That's when we can see through the struggle to the amazing outcome at the end. And we can learn through things, right? We grow through things. We don't let them hold us back. So read this every single day. Put it somewhere where you're going to read it. And then also, since we're kind of talking about it already, I'm going to mention personal development. This is one of the 3 vital behaviors that Beachbody has for coaches. And this, I'm going to be going through, actually there's 4 now. They added a 4th vital behavior, but I'm going to be going through those. Personal development to me is number 1, because from personal development, all of the others will flow. Okay. And we're going to be talking about setting goals, and we're going to be talking about, inviting people and all of that stuff. But personal development is number 1. And there's a bunch of ways that you can get this in. There's podcasts. So talking about free ways to get it, podcasts and YouTube. I love Tony Robbins. I love Zig Ziglar. There's a bunch of different Danny Johnson, like really amazing people that you can get for free on your phone, right? And then whenever you have those times in your day where your hands are busy but your brain is free, that's when you do this, okay? Because then it's like a twofer, right? You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. When I was working full time, I didn't have a lot of time. And that was always my excuse before, like, I don't know. I really don't need it. And second thing, I don't have time. Well, I had an hour a day in my car where I couldn't do anything else, right? So once you start really thinking about those times in your day when doing this isn't going to detract from anything, right? So, yes, so podcasts. And then I also have an Audible account where I have purchased books that I listen to on Audible. But again, you don't have to do that. You can do it through podcasts and you can do it through YouTube. So that's personal development. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. The second vital behavior is being a proof that the products work. This one just makes sense, right? Like, how are you going to encourage anyone to get fit and healthy if you're not doing it yourself? This does not mean that you have to be a fitness model. It doesn't mean you have to be at your goal weight. It doesn't mean anything like that. All it means is that you're doing it every single day. You're showing up no matter how you feel, and you're sharing what you're doing. Okay? The sharing part is really important because if you're not, you can show up every day and lose a gazillion pounds or get super duper fit and get a 6-pack. But if you're not sharing what you've done to get it, nobody's going to know. So they're not going to ask you. You know what I mean? They're not going to be coming to you. So it's really important to A, do it, and B, share it. And when I mean share, and starting August 1st, we're going to be having a first steps kind of group and the whole first week is going to be about social media. So we're going to go over a lot of ways that you can share and invite and all that kind of stuff. But what I mean by share is daily showing up. This doesn't mean hey, I'm a coach, you should come do 21 Day Fix, or, oh my God, Shakeology is on sale, or whatever, like, don't be salesy. Share what you're doing. That's what I do. If you look through my page, you'll never see me selling. I cringe when I see that, because I don't like to be sold. What sells people is an emotional draw. So when I share my story, my backstory, right? Don't miss the backstory. Like, why did you get out of shape? That's a big one right there, right? Why did you allow yourself to get to the point in your life where you really needed to have an intervention? Okay, that's your story. And that's what I was talking about earlier about being raw and real. It's kind of hard to share those things. You don't have to vomit it all over Facebook in one post either. You can just do little tidbits here and there that just give a glimpse for people into your life and into the struggles that you face, because they're going to identify with that. They don't identify with a product. They identify with you. Okay, Beachbody, we don't sell Beachbody. We sell ourselves. So it's really important that we don't use stock photos, that we don't go on Google and Google 21 Day Fix and then post some random picture that Beachbody created. That's Beachbody. Beachbody has a whole infomercial side of their business that we're not the only sellers, right? Beachbody has an infomercial business, and that's what that's for. Me, I want my own. It needs to have me on it. It needs to have my brand, okay? Okay, so sharing, being proof the products work. Now, number 3 on the list of vital behaviors is sharing or inviting. And this is, I touched on it a little bit already, but sharing is super important. I look at every single post. My Facebook account has become like my storefront. Okay, so if you think about, see the paw? If you think about how, go away. If you think about how, say you were to invest $1 million and buy a Facebook or a Starbucks franchise. Okay, so I put all this money into Starbucks franchise, and I have my little shop, right? A storefront. I got it all out there. I'm ready to go. And Monday I show up and I'm there. And Tuesday I wake up with a cold and I'm like, I call it off. No, not going in today. I don't go in Wednesday. Thursday I show up again. Do you think my business is going to do very well? No. All of those people that came on Tuesday and Wednesday are going to go down the street to the next Starbucks, because they're going to be like, she's not showing up, right? So we have to show up. And every single time I show up on Facebook, that's an invitation. It's an invitation for people to see. I know, right? It's an invitation for people to get a glimpse into my life, to see who I am, because again, I sell what I do, right? So even if I'm just posting about my dog, my crazy dog with his paws, right? Like, that's a glimpse into what my life is like, and it shows people a little bit about me and who I am. I don't have to sell Shakeology. I don't have to sell a program to invite people into my life. Okay, so that's really important. And then the second thing is those obvious posts about, what you're doing, sharing your progress and all of that. Those are all invitations. And we're going to get to in a second talking about, actually, let me go to that right now because I'm talking about inviting. So if you look through, you'll see a list that says go for no. And then you're going to see the 5-step process, invitation process. And then there are 2 tracking documents that I had you print out. One is called the Power of 15 and the other is called the Power of 3. And these are ways to track what you do each day. Okay, so first one I want to talk about is go for no. So this list is a list of 99 slots that you can fill in with people that you're going to talk to about what you're doing. Now, if you're brand new and you haven't been sharing already on Facebook about your business, all I want you to do with this is fill in names, okay? And the best way to do this, to me, and this is just me, Beachbody doesn't tell you to do this, but this is me, okay? The best place to find people to fill these names in is when you're posting about your workout and when you're posting about Shakeology. Just take 2 seconds and click on the people that like it and write their names down in here, okay? Because those are your supporters, those are your encouragers, and those are people that are potentially looking at it going, what is she doing? I'm really curious. I want to see what happens with this, right? So if your brand's spanking new and you're just now starting out, don't freak out. I don't want you to do anything with this other than put those names in there, because when you get to week 3 of your business startup plan, so if you watch that new coach orientation webinar that's in our team page, I show you how to start your business basically without ever saying I'm a coach. But you know, every post that you post, if Susie likes it, put her name here, because eventually this list is what you're going to use to start inviting people. Okay. The second thing I want to go over really quick is tracking methods. So this is once you get to the point in your business where you've been sharing and now we're actually working on inviting people, actually reaching out to people, inviting them, okay? What we do not track, we can't improve upon, okay? So if I'm not filling in these names, and it was really funny because I just pulled these random sheets out, but I saw a girl's name here, Jen Wyatt. This was from November of last year, and I had her down here. I had invited her, and then she's on my follow-up list I had followed up with her in November, but she didn't buy. But guess who's buying a challenge pack today? Jen Wyatt, okay? Now we're in July, so we're like 9 months later. So a couple things about that. And it was really cool because I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm going to totally use this. Okay, so couple cool things about this that I want you to take interest in and really absorb this, because this is so important to understand. When you have this list of people and you start sending out invitations, or you're talking to somebody, maybe somebody asks you, hey, Kirsty, you've been doing this Dill like fitness thing. What are you doing? What's that all about? And then you explain it to them and you invite them to join you, and they say, that's too expensive, or not right now, I don't really have time for that, or whatever. They have a reason why they can't do it. That doesn't mean they're never going to, okay? And it's so important to understand that, because it really reframes the no's, right? When you look at a no for whatever reason as a not right now, it just takes the sting away from it, right? Because you're going to have a lot of that happen, okay? And that's why it's also really important to be tracking, because if I hadn't have tracked who I had invited the week before, I wouldn't have known to follow up with Jen, right? So it's important to use this tracking document. And I really encourage it, because especially in the beginning, because it's easier to form a good habit than it is to break a bad one. And I know when I first started coaching, I thought like, oh, I have a great memory, I don't need to track people. And then, you know, months down the road, I'd be like, oh, I wonder how Candace is doing. And I go to send a message to her, and the last message I sent pops up, and it was like an invitation to, or I had invited her to coaching, and she said, oh yeah, I'm really interested. And I sent her a webinar, and then I never followed up. Like, what the heck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you're tracking and you're using this, it's a system. If you're using it, that won't happen to you and you won't miss people. So there are 2 ways to do it. And I personally like the power of 15 because my brain just is more focused. Like, I like to get in like a groove. So I do 1 activity per day, and it changes every day. So if you look at this, you'll see on Sundays, I invite people to coaching. On Mondays, I invite people to challenge groups. On Tuesday, I'm adding people to my network, right? On Wednesday, I'm connecting with those people that I added on Tuesday. So I'm sending them a little message and just saying, hey, like, how are you doing? You know, catching up with them, whatever. And then on Thursday, I follow up with those people that I invited on Sunday and Monday. You can do it all in one day. And that's what this power of 3s is. So this is 3 people per day per activity. Okay. I just find for me personally, it works better. I get in a groove and it goes faster. It's like blitzing it, you know, it goes faster for me if I do it that way. Okay, so let's talk about this 5-step process invitation. This is magic. This is what I use. This is what I've used. I created this in my very first year of coaching, and I've changed it. I've updated it here and there. But this process is exactly what I do now to talk to people about challenge groups, okay? And it's 5 steps loosely, don't feel like, it doesn't have to be exact. And then if you look at it, you'll see in the bolded text is like a message that you could use to send to someone. The only thing I want to caution you about is copying and pasting something word for word. For some weird reason, like when we do that, people can kind of tell. It kind of comes across. So these are my words. Feel free to take what I did and change it to sound like you. I wouldn't just copy paste exactly, but put a word in here or there, change a word, whatever, but the gist of it can be the same. Okay, and this is really cool because it takes the pressure out of inviting, because it shows you exactly what to do. And for me, the important thing is that step 2, and I just want to point it out, I'm not going to go over every step in here because you can read it yourself, but step 2 is pretty super important because it's really helping the person understand why they want to do this. Okay, like I've talked to you about your goals, you told me what you want to accomplish, but why do you want to accomplish it? Okay, and when you start asking people these questions, it can feel a little awkward, okay? But I want you to really understand that you're doing it to help them. And this will help them be more successful on their fitness journey. If they can plug into really why they want to do this, their chances of success skyrocket. Because a lot of times people don't even admit to themselves why they're miserable and unhappy. And I know I didn't. Okay, so when you really start digging in with people and helping them really, identify where they're struggling and why, that's when you'll cut down that no rate quite a bit. Now this takes practice to get it down and to get it, feel comfortable with it. So I just want to say, don't flip out, don't freak out, just work it, right? And you'll get really good and you'll feel awesome and comfortable with it. Okay, so I want to just before we end this here, I have one more thing I want to talk about, and it kind of goes along with what I just said about your why. And this is talking though more geared toward coaches. The reason why I feel like a lot of coaches don't really succeed with Beachbody, or they don't take their business where they want it to go, or they quit or whatever. It's not that people are lazy. It's not that we don't want to make an impact on the world around us, right? Because I guarantee you go out on the street right now and ask somebody, would you like to make a difference in the world around you? They're going to say yes, right? And that's just we all want to leave our mark, and we all want to feel like, we have a purpose and we're fulfilling that purpose. Where I feel like people really miss the boat, if there's a boat to be missed, is they don't have a vision of where they want to go. And that's so important, because if you have no vision, if you have no firm idea of where you want to go with your fitness and health, what does it look like to be healthy? What does it feel like to be healthy? What are you going to be able to do that you can't do now comfortably? What activities are going to change? How's your lifestyle going to change? How are you going to feel about yourself? How are you going to feel when you go shopping? All of those little things create this vision. And when you can catch it and you see, this is where I want to go, then on the days when it's hard, you still want to go there, right? But if we don't catch a clear glimpse of it, it's much harder, because then you're just relying on willpower, and willpower will always fail. Okay, and that's something with people with fitness, I feel like people really miss out, because you rely on willpower and we psych ourselves up, right? We psych ourselves up and we're like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm pumped up, and then 2 days later the motivation is gone and we stop. Why? Because motivation doesn't last, and neither does willpower. Okay, willpower takes a lot to generate, and it's not sustainable. So where people miss out is they don't get a grasp on the skills that it takes to go beyond willpower. Okay, and so that's what vision does for you. When you really have that big why or motivation or drive, and you know where you're going, you have a clear vision of where you're going, that's when it happens. So I want you to think about how your life could change if you could earn $1,000 a month as a Beachbody coach. Like, I mean, let's just keep it simple. All right, $12,000 a year. What could that do for you? Like, if you could earn an extra $1,000 a month. If you could earn an extra $3,000 a month, what could it do for you, right? And there's people in this business that earn six-figure incomes, and it's a lot of people earn six-figure incomes. So you can totally do it, but it does take understanding where you want to go and having that vision and drive. And so I created this goal sheet. You'll see this. And this is just a little, I created this one day. I don't even know where I got the idea. But on the left-hand side, you can put simple, like keep it real simple, $100 a week, $200 a week, $300 a week, $1,000 a week. And then on the right side of that number, put something that you can reward yourself with when you reach it, okay? And it obviously starts out small, right, in the beginning. But something that's going to be fun for you, or it's going to mean something to you. So I know for me, my dad is no longer with us, but he was a big philanthropist, and he built missions all over Africa. And so one of my big whys is to be able to continue that legacy that he left and do those same things that, you know, he can't do it anymore because he's not here, but I'm here and I can do it, right? And that's a huge driving force for me to continue working and trying to grow my income as much as I can and help more people. So this is kind of an income goal sheet, but also think about, you know, what non-income specific goals you want to reach. So when I first started coaching, I wanted to help, or I wanted to have my groups, the people in my groups, lose a total of 2,000 pounds. That was on my dream board. I wanted to see 2,000 pounds lost in my groups, and I hit it last year. Wow. 2,000 pounds have been lost in my challenge groups with my customers. That's huge. Like, what kind of dramatic impact do you make when that kind of stuff starts happening? You know what I'm saying? And it really will fuel you. So you can use this goal. It's kind of like a little questionnaire to help you figure out, like, what's going to fuel you? What's going to matter to you? You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it gets, you know, it really needs to be personal, because we're all different. We all kind of care about different things. You know, there's a coach, one of the top coaches in Beachbody, well, Christine Dwyer, okay, for instance, she's top of our business. She has this ginormous mansion in Texas and, you know, fancy Bentley and all this fancy stuff. And then you got Amy Silverman, who is another coach who's like 15-star diamond, like superstar diamond coach, who her idea of success, or like the perfect life, is she's bohemian. She just, seriously, I'm not even joking, she wanders the globe. She spent like a year living on the coast in Oregon, like rented a vacation rental and just lived there for a year. Now she's living in Puerto Rico on the beach. I mean, she just wanders the globe living. That's because that's the lifestyle she feels for her is like, that's where she wants to be, right? So this like opportunity as a coach can provide that for you, whatever it is. Like, what do you want to do? If money wasn't an option, you know, dream big, like dream really big. If money was not an option, where would you go? Who would you be? Where would you live? Who would you spend time with? What kind of car would you drive? And I know sometimes it's hard to dream big like that, but like, look at me. Here I am sitting in northern Idaho. I'm no longer a court reporter. I quit that job that I literally thought I was going to have to do until I was 50-something years old so I could get my pension, right? But life doesn't have to be like that. Yeah. We have the opportunity to write our own future. We all have the opportunity to write our own future. And it doesn't have to look anything like the past. it can look like whatever I want it to look like. I can draw it, I can paint it, I can create it, right? But it takes putting in the work, right? It takes having that vision and knowing where you want to go. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Kirsty, do you have any questions or anything I can talk about that that you've been wondering about?
I do. I'll keep it brief too. One of the things is when you first started. So I'm obviously not even I haven't even started the shakes yet. So how long was it after you started the shakes before you started having people come onto your team? Because I want to actually, I don't want to sound, I don't want to sound self-centered or anything, and I'm not by any means. I'm too much of a giver. But on the other hand, right now, I'm at a point where I want to take care of me first. So I don't know if I'm going to be, I need to get out of that thinking, but I really am focused on, I want to try something I've never tried before, doing this. Doing the Shakeology and doing the 21-day fix. I've been one of those extremists in the don't eat carbs, don't do this. And I've actually messed my body up a little bit over the years of doing that. So now I'm excited about this is just healthy. And I know I have ideas in my head on what I'm going to do when I get some progress. But right now I kind of feel like I'm still in the, bloated and blah and weighed down. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer to people. But on the other hand, I have people like Diana, who she's like, I'm in, she doesn't even care. She's like, I trust you totally. What do you got for me? But I'm confused about how to even, I need to spend some time on myself. And I don't want that to interfere with this plan of making my business grow. But I do need to take a step back. Does that sound right?
Yeah, so what I want to say about that is, and this is why, have you watched that new coach orientation webinar yet? The 21-day business startup plan?
I think I started, I was having video issues, so I wasn't even able to see, my phone. You would put a video on there and I would hit it and I'd get 10 seconds and then it would cycle and cycle and cycle. So I don't know if I actually got very far on that.
Okay. So here's what I talk about in that new coach orientation webinar. And I am so passionate about this. Trust me, this is super duper important, is that first 21 days of your business, right? So once you get Shakeology and you get started on your program, that first 21 days is the foundation of your business, but it is because you're going to be focused 100% on you. I don't want you to focus on anybody else. And here's why. Okay. When I first started, to go back to your original question, when I first started Shakeology, I wasn't a coach. I was a customer, and I had done one round of P90X. So I had done 90 days of P90X and I had lost some weight. I saw some muscle development and I was super stoked. So I decided to add on Shakeology, and I couldn't afford it, but we made it work into the budget because Brandon was like, he didn't want me to do it. He'll tell you that too. He's like, I didn't want to. But he didn't want to discourage me because I had already put so much work in, and he saw I was really serious this time. This wasn't, Mary's like, oh, Mary's crying about her weight again. She's going to try something and last a week. No, I did a solid 90 days. Okay. So he's like, okay, go for it. So I worked it into our budget, and I did Shakeology for 3 months before I signed up as a coach. Okay. But I wasn't really talking about it a lot. Not Shakeology. I was talking about P90X a lot on Facebook and stuff. And
yeah, I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about that. But because I wasn't a coach, I wasn't my mindset was focused on me. But I did have people, even before I signed up as a coach, coming to me and asking me, what the heck are you doing? Because they could see it was dramatic difference in how I looked. So I was sending people to beachbody.com because I didn't know about coaching. Okay. But here's the key. And this is why I can't emphasize it enough, that at least first 21 days need to be about you 100%, because things happen along the way. Okay. I signed up to coach in June, In October, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. I mean, things just started happening in my family. Okay. And it was like the next 3 years until 2015 when I had my miscarriage. Knock on wood, that was my last, right? Because it felt like my entire coaching career was just, I'd get myself recovered and boom, it would happen again.
One hit after another, and it's yeah, that's awful.
Yes, and it was like, can a girl get a break? I mean, God, are you serious?
Like, that's what I feel like.
Yes. Okay. So I was there. Okay. But here's the thing, because I had that foundation of fitness and nutrition with Shakeology, and I really had it for me. I was that second vital behavior of a proof that the products really do work, right? And I got it for myself because I was so like a raving lunatic fan of this. I didn't stop. Okay. But I've seen people,
natural, right?
Sorry.
Didn't that come natural for you? Didn't it come natural for you because you were just glowing and you were so proud of it? That excitement came out naturally. You didn't have to force it.
Right. I was so excited. I wanted everybody to feel the way I felt. And so the whole, scary inviting people to join me wasn't so scary. It was scary, but it didn't stop me because I knew what I had done for myself. And it was like, God, all my friends, like I want these people to feel like this. It's amazing. Like I didn't, like when you wear yourself down for so many years, you have no idea. You forget what healthy feels like. And then when you have it again, it's like you have to share. When you have something that amazing, you have to share. So at least the first 21 days. In my business startup plan, it's 21 days. At least that first 21 days, I want you to no cheating, no nothing, because I know with the 21-day fix with those containers and with Shakeology, in just 21 days, you can get an amazing transformation. You can lose 15 or 20 pounds in just 21 days. And you get that kind of results, it does two things. It builds belief in you. And if you've been sharing it, which is what we were talking about, posting every day. I don't want you to say I'm a coach. I just want you to share what you're doing. Hey guys, Facebook people, I'm coming clean here. I let myself get to a spot with my health and fitness that I'm not happy. I've decided to make these changes. Here's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to use my Facebook page as an accountability. So if you see me post, tell Facebook. If you see me miss a day and I don't post, I want you to come and send me a message or post on my wall and say, hey, Kirsty, what are you doing? You need to get back to you want this, right? You want this. Like, and so if you approach it from that aspect, that angle, so people don't know you're a coach, right? They just know that, hey, Kirsty is real determined, man. This chick wants this. And they're going to start watching you. So they're going to be like, hey, what's she doing? I'm just curious, like, what's going on? And on day 7, when you post your first week's results, because you've been pedal to the metal and you haven't been cheating and you've been just doing it the way it's designed, you're going to have awesome results to share. After 2 to 3 weeks of that, you're going to have people coming to you.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, that's perfect. That's what I was just worried about that because I don't feel like right now, having not even started, that I did sell it to Diana, but I don't know. I mean, because I don't even know, but I am. As soon as we hang up, I need to get on there. My computer kind of did something funny, so I have to re-enter into that website again. I guess because I'm in there, because they send me emails saying, you're almost done. So I'm just going to go on there, hit the button, and get the stuff in the mail to me, like, now.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're getting emails about your coach sign up?
Yeah, because
that's cool. I didn't know they did that.
No, yeah, because they're like, did you forget something, or you're almost done?
Oh, I didn't know they did that. That's funny. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, like as soon as you get it, and honestly, actually, when you sign up, there's a box you can check that will give you a 30-day free trial of Beachbody On Demand. So if you check that box, you won't get Shakeology faster, but you'll have access to your workouts immediately on through live streaming.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
The other thing I wanted to tell you is I do have P90X. I have Brazilian butt lift. I have Tom Horton's 10-minute trainer, Insanity. I have a lot of Beachbody products. So do you suggest that I just stick with the workout and the 21-day fix packet?
What I suggest is that you do whatever workout you think will, you can stick with.
Okay.
I hesitate on that because, I mean, to me, like, I would rather somebody be doing something that they are going to enjoy, because if you're enjoying what you're doing, I mean, as much as you can enjoy exercise in the beginning, right? But if you're liking it, you're challenged by it, you're excited about it, you're going to be much more likely to follow through than if it's something you hate. So if you did Insanity and you hated it, don't do it, for God's sake. Like, wait till, you're like, in a place like, I know for me, like, I didn't want to do Insanity for a couple years, and then I did it and I loved it. I did it twice. But, do something you're going to enjoy. So that being said, if you liked the 21-day fixed workouts, I think the first 21 days would be great to do that, because then when people ask you, what are you doing? You can tell them about the 21-day fix, because that program is the best program to start people on. Okay. It's the best. Huh?
Yeah, it sounds good. And I do CrossFit as well. So we do gym workouts and CrossFit. So I do that with Tony, but during the day, I'll probably do whatever is in that program so that I can sell it, but I'm not going to, because I think this is like, I also want to lead by example with Tony. So I want to bring him in, and I am giving him those shakes when I get them. So I'll probably have to order more. I just want to make sure when I hit that button on there, when I'm ordering it, that I can do a bag of vanilla, because he'll only drink vanilla. So I'm going to change mine to the vanilla, and then make sure I go 21-day fix extreme. That's all. Everything else I'm good with. I'm excited for it. I went and bought a bunch of vegetables. I already have some containers. So
awesome. Well, I will say, are you doing, how many times a week do you do CrossFit?
We used to do it 3 times a week. Some, 2 to 3, but we were actually up to the point where we're doing 3. And then he likes to go to the gym. He's really into working out. So he has his own workout. And then I'm walking every day too. So.
Okay. So here's the only when you do the calorie calculation to figure out what container level you should be at, because you're doing extra things, definitely make sure that you either calculate it at the second rate, which is like, not the desk job, you know what I mean? But like, I think it's light housework. Either that, or when you do, I don't know what you want. When you do the calculation, like, it's 1,500 to 1,800 calories. If you're like at like 1,700, maybe bump it up to the level above. Because what I don't want to happen is sometimes if we're not eating enough, our bodies don't release weight. So if your body feels like it's starving, it'll hold on to it. And sometimes when we're doing more than what is, because the program is planned out for a certain calorie burn. And if you're burning a lot more than that, it could mess up the weight loss.
Okay. So I'll factor that in, or, find out from him.
Yeah.
What our plan is. It's just too hot right now for us because it's an unair conditioned gym in Vacaville, and that's too hot. So
okay.
But he was sick too, so we haven't even worked out in like 2 weeks. He hasn't, because of his illness.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll try that, and then I'm gonna get my order on and get it ready. I'm a little, I'm nervous because I'm like you. I can talk to my friends, but every time I feel like I'm trying to sell something, I fizzle out. Oh, I did have one question. So do you use this as a tax write-off? This is your business, right?
Uh-huh.
So you get the tax benefits of having a business.
Oh, yeah. Like anytime, like Summit, we're going to Summit. we write the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Last year when we went to Summit, we added 5 days onto our vacation. We wrote the whole thing off.
I love that, because that's going to make Tony even happier that we get a tax write-off.
Yeah, like anything you use. I write off all my own Shakeology that I drink. I write off any Beachbody apparel that I buy. I write off anytime I send gifts, like sometimes with my challengers, or like I'll do prizes, or with coaching, I do prizes for coaches. Like I write all that off.
How big of a following do you have? Like how many coaches are with you?
There's 85, I think, in our team page right now, but we have dog.
For you personally have 85?
No, that's our team wide. I don't really know even how many. I haven't counted them, but there's quite a few. And then there's some that there's more than 85 on our team, because a lot of coaches, like if they're a discount coach, a lot of times people just don't even add them to the page. So they could be on, on our team, but they're not actually working. So.
Wow. So that's part of the business that I'll have to talk to you about at a later day, just to find out, like, I guess I'm trying to make like a family tree, so to speak, of, of who's what and who branches off of whom, and,
Well, and that's like, okay, it's super exciting, because that's where the potential for real income comes into play. When you start building a team of coaches underneath you and they're working, it's pretty incredible.
Oh, good. Okay.
Pretty incredible. And it starts building really fast, especially if you just show your coaches, like, once you get started and you put the plan into place and you start hitting, we have something we call Success Club. So you'll see us talk about Success Club. And what that is helping 3 people, minimum of 3 people each month, get started with a challenge pack. Okay, so like Diana, she wants to buy that 21-day fix challenge pack. That'll count as 2 points for you in Success Club. Once you get to 3 people that you've helped in any given month, Beachbody will start sending, 3 people you qualify for Success Club. Okay, if you have signed up 2 coaches, so that's our base level rank of Emerald, and you hit Success Club, Beachbody will start sending you customers.
Really?
Yeah. So they say like, oh, Kirsty, you're working your business and you're really dedicated, and we can tell you're doing more than, just sitting there. Yeah. So when people call in the infomercials for the 21-day fix, or for
like me,
yes, you would get assigned to someone.
I love that.
Yeah.
And on an average day, like when you get up, because I'm not working now, so, and now that things are settling down a little bit for me. So when you get up in the morning, do you approach this as a job? I mean, do you get up and the first thing you do is, your own thing, and then you go and work out, or do you devote a certain amount of time per day to this?
Yes. I get up in the morning, I work out with Brandon, and then most days I do another workout just because I like to. Yeah. And then I'll come upstairs. I usually take a minute, because like by then it's like 11 o'clock or so in the morning. And so I'll sit there and eat lunch and take a second to just like relax, listen to some personal development, and then I go to work. And then I work 2 to 3 hours a day on working on those lists, the trackers, activities.
Okay. That's good. Okay. That's a good way for me to, I'm a little overwhelmed with like, how do you even begin? But I thought I need to, before I start letting myself get overwhelmed, I need to get started with the program for me first, I think, because that's making my head spin.
So here's what I would do if I were you. I would devote 3 hours, that 3 hours of time, like I work 3 hours a day approximately, on Sundays or Mondays, because you're not working, so you could do Monday morning. When I worked, I did it on Sundays because it was weekend, but on Monday morning to your own personal meal prepping for the week, because
Exactly.
that's going to make your life, oh my God, so much easier. And
meal prep.
yes, and it's going to keep you on track, because what happens is, and this happens to me all the time, if I'm not prepping and I'm not meal prepping, I get hungry. And then I'm busy doing whatever the heck I'm doing. And then all of a sudden it hits me and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. And I'm just, grabbing whatever I can find. Well, if I've meal prepped, I can grab a container out of the refrigerator, put it in the microwave, and in 2 minutes, I'm ready to eat.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. Yep. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm so excited. And I'm really excited that you already have Diana. That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. And I hope you have a great time at Summit. I'm excited to, see the posts and everything about it. So
it's going to be really fun. And I will definitely do a bunch of live video and all that stuff. And
I bet they have the best stuff for sale, like shirts and all that. I bet they have the coolest stuff for sale there, don't they?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but they have, I forget how many square feet it is. I want to say it's like 50,000 square feet of merchandise. Yeah.
Of vendors, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like basically like one floor of Macy's, like walking into a Macy's department store, like an entire floor. It's massive.
I love that. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited. So we leave tomorrow. I found out today my flight leaves at 5:30. I was thinking it left at 8. So now I'm just like 5:30.
So are you going with your husband? Do you guys go together? Oh, I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah, we always this year we didn't add any extra time onto it, but we used to, like every other time we added extra days and we'd just do something fun. But
I love it. Well, thank you so much again. It was really
you're
interesting.
welcome.
Glad that I was able to see it and get everything done, and love your dog.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what his deal is. He might want to just go outside. That could be. But anyways, yeah, so you have an amazing day. And then if you have any questions on the sign up, just text me, because I'll be out and about, but I'll get texts and I can help you if you need any help with that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Have fun. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.